Welcome everybody to the Yoga for Digestion series. My name is John Immel. I'm the director of Joyful Belly Ayurveda. In this video, we're going to continue meeting and greeting the digestive tract, specifically focusing on the mouth, esophagus, and the stomach. The mouth is an important digestive organ not to be overlooked. Your teeth are vital for breaking down the food, for mashing it, grinding it down in preparation for digestion by enzymes. If you don't chew your food well, then it's going to be very difficult for the enzymes in your stomach to digest the food, and that's going to lead to other digestive problems. There's lots of things that you want to start to notice about your mouth as well. One of the things you can notice in your mouth is your saliva. First, the amount of the saliva in your mouth, and also the qualities of the saliva. The saliva may be thick, it may be thin. Typically, if a person has hyperglycemia, then their saliva will be a bit more thick. And if a person is a little bit deficient in their fluids, or their blood sugar levels are really low, then the saliva will be a bit thinner. So you can notice that about your saliva. Also, you want to notice the taste on your tongue. That some people may have a bitter taste in their mouth. Some people may have metallic taste in their mouth. And the taste that you have on your tongue is really the taste of your blood, right? Your saliva is affected by the fluids in your blood, specifically the blood plasma. So by tasting the taste that you have on your tongue, you're actually getting important information about your blood. You may not know how to interpret that information yet, but it's still an important sign to notice, and you'll grow in your ability to know what that means. Take a look at your tongue every morning in the mirror. Your tongue tells a story. It's going to tell you what's happening in the rest of your digestive tract, because often things that affect one part of your digestive tract, it has an effect on the entire digestive tract. And so you can see your tongue. You can't see the rest of your GI. So take a look at your tongue to see what might be happening down below. Some of the factors that you're going to look at on your tongue are the coating, whether your tongue is swollen or not, the length of your tongue, and the color of your tongue body, a red tip, or if it has a bluish sort of purplish look to it. All these different factors can change through, from day to day, or from week to week, or season to season, or year to year. So take a look at your tongue. Once we proceed from the mouth, the next place you notice is the epiglottis area, which is how we swallow. And for men, you can see a prominent Adam's apple here, which moves when you swallow. And some people have, of course, lots of trouble swallowing, especially as a person ages. Their swallowing mechanism may not function properly, and that can feel pretty alarming to people if they're trying to swallow food and not choke on it. After the food is swallowed, it goes into the esophagus, and wave-like motions of wave-like contractions in the esophagus called peristalsis propel the food downward and into the stomach. Now, some people might notice a burning sensation in their esophagus if they have acid reflux, or if you have a hiatal hernia, then acids from the stomach could be regurgitating upward, causing irritation of your esophagus. Actually, often people, a lot of times, if people have serious problems with the esophagus, it could turn cancerous. So be on the lookout for that if you have acid reflux, chronic acid reflux. Next, we come to the stomach, and the stomach is located underneath the rib cage here, behind the rib cage, protected by it. You can kind of perhaps palpate your stomach, digging in there by reaching underneath the rib cage slightly and seeing how the tissue feels in that area. Be careful with putting excess pressure on the stomach if you've just eaten, however. You don't want to disrupt the function of the stomach. There's lots of sensations that you may have in your stomach. Your stomach can feel empty or full. It can feel inflamed, or that there's a burning sensation in the stomach. Your stomach can also feel bogged down if you have a lot of mucus in the stomach, or you've eaten a large meal. then your stomach may feel heavy or bloated as well. You can also, by the way, notice the sensations in your stomach at the top of an inhalation. So if you take a deep inhalation, your diaphragm is going to push down on the stomach, and then you'll be able to feel it better. You might notice if you've recently eaten a meal that you feel your pulse or your heartbeat near your stomach. That's because so much blood is going to the stomach to help digest that meal. You might also notice that your stomach is churning a bit as it churns the foods and mixes it with the stomach acids and enzymes of the stomach. You might notice water sounds in your stomach if you've drank too much water, and your stomach might have a kind of feeling if you drink too much water. That's a sign that the amount of water you consumed has disrupted your digestion and perhaps even disrupted your appetite. So take note in your stomach of the strength of your hunger. Is this a strong sensation of hunger or a weak sensation of hunger? And then also take notice of your appetite. Do you have a big appetite or a small appetite? Many people think that appetite is equivalent to hunger. That's not the case. Some people have strong hunger but a very small appetite. And that's because of underproduction of acids. That they feel hungry and their body needs food, but they're unable to digest large quantities of food due to enzyme deficiency or acid production deficiency. So this has been a brief introduction to the mouth, epiglottis, esophagus, and the stomach. And in the next video, we'll talk about further down in the digestive